if you are just in the present now, like I really never used to pass out the itinerary because I just wanted people to
hang on.
be where we are.
Oh, sugar, your head was chopped off. It's chopped off.
It is?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
It just makes your trip last longer and you can enjoy what you're doing now and not worry about what's tomorrow. It's just like, that's just defeating the purpose. And one thing about this trip in particular is I really want everybody to be in their energy bodies. I don't want this, and I'm not saying do it the way you guys want to, but I'm going to just set the intention. To get the most out of this experience, I've done a lot of these trips, I know what I'm doing, and to get your best benefit, I want you to be more in your energy body than in your mind. And yes, I'll tell you some stuff about the temples and I'm getting chills, so you guys can feel the energies coming in. The temples and the pyramids, and just remember, you know, yeah, people have done research and they have their theories, but is it true? There's a lot of questions out there. So the best, what I suggest, I mean, I've been on this trip so many times with an Egyptian guide who sits there and goes, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to tell you, Michael, we'll be there like, la, 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 la. Like we're totally into the energy. Like,
I finally listened the third year, and I'm like, oh, okay, I got a little bit.
Exactly. It's just like you're not there because you're sensing, you're being, you're feeling, if you're here, it's for a reason. This is the kind of trip that either you're supposed to be here or you're not. It's never anything in between. If you're here, you're supposed to be here. Absolutely. And if you're not here, you're not supposed to be here. So that's just the way it works. So the best thing to do is to start tapping into energy. And I'm going to have some tools for you guys to use and have to bring home to also continue the journey. But I want you to tap in and feel what you feel. And I was thinking, you know, some of these things I'm giving you, I was like, I wonder if I should tell them the properties of this. And I'm like, no, because it's so limiting. I want you to feel it for yourself. I want you to know it for yourself. I want it to be true to you in your heart, because what I'm feeling, what I know, could be completely different for any of you. And I want you to have that space and that openness to experience that and change your life in amazing ways with the insight you get, and trust what you're getting. Trust it. And you know when you're right on target is when you feel really emotional about something. You know you've hit something. And sometimes you might know what that emotion was and why it happened, and sometimes you might go, I have no idea why I am so like freaked out, or I'm so sad, or I am what. And just sit with it. You don't have to judge it. It's all emotions are good emotions. Even if you're irritated, if you're happy, of course we always want to be joyful and happy. That would be nice. But there's a reason for the sadness, there's a reason for the anger, there's a reason for the resentment, there's a reason for all of those things. And they're serving us, and they're helping us to learn something. So instead of trying to deny it, or project it on somebody else, or ignore it, or judge it, just feel it. You know what? I'm feeling really irritated right now. I'm not, but I'm saying, if you do, like I was telling them, like yesterday, everything was irritating me. It's like the noise of people's phones, the whatever. I mean, and I knew it. And so I'm used to being here and knowing these energies and what happens. And so I'm totally sitting there going, yeah, I'm totally irritated. So something's wanting to get out of me. Sometimes the way that we release, well, not sometimes, all the time, the way that we release is through our emotions. And we've had people, who is it that would laugh so hard? Was that Jeff?
Oh, yeah.
He would laugh. And he would laugh so weird and so hard that it would make you laugh. And it was so weird because he would laugh and get you, I mean, we were in mediumship and we were in hysterical laughing the whole time. Who laughs in a mediumship class the whole time? That's like not really normal. But he would laugh and we'd get laughing, and all of a sudden you'd feel this intense heat just go, shh, like it would just spew out of him, and you'd be like, whoa, it's hot. Everybody, oh my gosh, it's very hot. So it was like some deep stuff that he was releasing. So every emotion is pushing something out of us. So sometimes we have to get really mad or really happy or really sad, because otherwise that stuff won't come out, right? But what I will ask is not to project whatever you're feeling on anybody else. And I always say this at the beginning of every trip, and everybody never listens. They go, okay, and then they do it. So I'm going to say that if you're feeling irritated or mad or resentful, please don't just be mindful to not project that on somebody else. Just claim it. Claim that. Don't try to shove it off on somebody else. Claim that for yourself. I'm claiming that I'm pissed off right now. And I'd love to say it was you, and you, because that would just make me feel better if it wasn't me. Right? But the truth is, it's you. It's whatever you're feeling, that's your stuff. That is nobody else. And maybe somebody did tip you off to make you feel that way, but it's still your stuff if you're feeling that way. If what somebody did made you feel that way, there's something in you that's trying to come out. Something in you that's trying to get your attention. So don't kill the messenger that made that happen. And just, if you need to go and be in your room for a while, or go hang out by the pool for a while, go do that. Take your space, do what you need to do. And everything we're doing, don't feel like you have to do it. If you're really just not up for it, I mean, I would recommend you do it all, but if you're really not up for it, just don't do it. Honor yourself. And that's okay, because everybody's here on their own journey. So please, just claim your stuff. And because the sooner you do that, the sooner you'll move through it, and the better you're going to feel. And it's okay. And I will tell you that this energy of these pyramids, there's not just one over there, there's 3 over there. It is 3 pyramids spinning through us and constantly right now. And that is going to kick up your stuff. And that is going to make you irritated. And that is going to make you feel whatever. It is, it just will. And as we continue to travel to the temples and the sites, it is going to kick things up. It is going to kick up memories of things that have happened. And it is going to just do a lot of different things. And some things might feel really good, and some things might not. But it's okay, whatever it is, it is. Just enjoy that moment for whatever it is. And just be with it. There's a lot of intense energy here. So, let's just say what's happening in their current politics and stuff. Yeah, that's there, but you know what? We're not. Yeah, we're here. And we might feel some hot spots as we go along, but that's not really the vibration we're in. So we're not matching that. Okay, we're in like this other dimension hanging out here where people may not even see us, may not even recognize we're there. So we're in this other dimension, and because I work really strongly with the ancients and we are visiting their places, they are with us. When we have this meeting first night, they start piling in. They've been waiting and they start piling in and they're ready. And one thing I know about them is they love to be remembered. And it's really interesting if you just let yourself hear their stories. You know, it's cool to read about them and hear what people say, but when you can just listen to their stories and let them tell you themselves, that's really cool. And we are going to be actually walking the streets that they walked on, being on the waters that they lived from, being in the temples that they adorned, that they, you know, glorified to praise the gods and to bring good to the people. And the priestesses and the priests and the workers, there's just so much there you could tap into. So just going by the book doesn't really open you up to all of the information that you could possibly take in. And that's where I want you guys, that's where I'd want you to experience that. The really cool thing is that the ancients are with us. And the next thing, and they love this, and the next thing is that we're going to spend a lot of times where the indigenous Egyptians still live. And I did a YouTube about modern and ancient Egyptians and comparing it, not really comparing, but talking about the difference. There's like 3 different culture of energies going on here. You've got the ancient energy that's here. You've got the modern Egyptians that are here. The Arab Egyptians Arabs that immigrated here that were not really Egyptians, but because they've lived here and reproduced, they are now. You have the indigenous Egyptians, the Nubians. And then you also have the ancient Egyptians were spiritual. That was their way of being. They were spiritual beings, very much like how we are. The Arabs and the Arabs brought their Muslim heritage here, although the Jewish were here first, and then the Christians, then the Muslims, or Islam. The Nubians are very close to the spirit. They were spiritual too, because that was just their way. That's what they did. They are the ones that built those stuff and did all that stuff. So they were spiritual, and then when the Jewish came, they were still doing their thing, and then they were also, they had the Christian influence too, and eventually they were pressured into the Muslim way, and that's what they do now. So you have a collection of energies that are all like happening at the same time that really intensifies things. And then you have these other religions coming in and defacing the temples because they didn't want those beliefs anymore. They wanted to try to erase them. And you still have the Arabs breaking the noses and lips off of statues because those aren't their features, and so it would prove that they're not the real Egyptians. So there's just a lot of energies going on here, and so you have to realize that you're contending with all of that. And so one thing you might want to do is set the intention that maybe I don't want it, it's up to you, but I don't want to contend with all that. I'd really like to feel the spiritual part of this, or the ancient part of this, or the Christian part, if that's what you want to do. Whatever it is that you want to experience. At the end of the trip, we are going to do the mosque and the Coptic Christian stuff, so we'll go where Jesus was actually living and walking and all that stuff. So that's at the end. But all the ancient stuff is the stuff that we're really tapping into. So just think a little bit about that and get into that energy flow that feels right to you, and let it whisk you to those places. And it'll be an amazing experience. So this is going to be a very experiential journey. So just be as open as you can to all of it. Okay, as part of it this year, I really want you to get a sense of the energies. I really want you to start tapping into the subtle energy, or not so subtle energies. So I've brought tools to give to you for you to use, whether we're together or you're walking alone and you just want to kind of tap in and see what you're getting. If you want to feel the spin of the pyramid or whatever. So this is really special because these are things that you'll be able to, we're going to use as a group, and then you can use separately and on your own time. So the first thing is I have these pendulums, and so I would like for you guys to take them out of the plastic because who wants them? Actually, what I'm going to do is just put them in the bag and let you guys stick your hand in and grab them. So the pendulums are really cool because you can really just see how the energy is moving wherever you're at. And I don't know if you've ever done healings with pendulums where somebody's laying down and you put a pendulum over their chakra and you can see if it's spinning like this, it's it's clean and it's moving good. And sometimes they might have a block and it would go around and then maybe cut off in the middle or go erratic. So they really do sense energy. So close your eyes and pick one and pass it to the next person.
Wow.
A handful. And then the next thing I have are these really awesome chakra stones. And these are also in little plastic bags that I'd like you to take them out of so they can breathe and become part of your energy. And they even have the chakra symbols on them. So, thank you. Oh wow, she got that one. Okay.
You said, oh, she got, oh.
This is the only different one, and that's the Analea wasn't here.
Oh, okay. Harmonizing today. It's already from my
It is. You can already hear it.
So pick one and pass it to your left or your right, and some of them are round and some of them are oval, but I actually like both of them. So you want to take those out of the bag as well. So you want to carry these around with you to all the sites so they get infused with the energy and really set the intention. Talk to them. Hold the stones. Like, go to your room tonight. Get to know them. Hold the stones. Ask them to work with you. Ask them to help you clear or upgrade you. And every night, I would recommend you put them on you and just do a little meditation or just let them do their thing on you. So it's a way to heal your chakras every day and work with the energies that you pick up with them.
These are flowers, petals.
Those are the different chakra symbols.
This one looks like a crop circle.
A what? Oh, crap. Okay, and that last, oh no, this isn't last. I have so many goodies for you.
Wow, this is like a treat.
So, these are lapis lazuli merkabahs.
Oh.
And I really want you to let that be part of your third eye and just activate those glands in that third eye. And also, you might want to just put this in your chakra pouch too. So, yeah, these are cool, and you can meditate with that too. Oh man, the minute I put it on, everything starts spinning. Okay, this is your sacred geometry hookup right here.
I'm gonna screw it.
Let's all embed them in our head. Okay. I'm already feeling all these crystals starting to activate around us. Okay, and the last thing that I have,
These were all.
I'm going to go by whoever arrived first, second, third, fourth, because I don't know how else to do this. But just know that whichever one you get is perfect. And these are amazing. I love all of them. They're all perfect. So this one is rose quartz. This one is black obsidian. This is a milky moonstone with black tourmaline. This is amazing. And this is a tiger eye, which is also really amazing. I've never really seen a tiger eye one before. This This is another milky and moonstone. This one's gorgeous with black tourmaline. That is totally not normal for moonstone to be mixed with black tourmaline, so those are really actually very special. And this one is a lapis lazuli wand. So I'm gonna actually, I think you're all 1, 2, then Michael, and Homer, and then you, and then the last one will be for Emily. So sense which one is for you. Maybe I should spread them out a little bit.
Do you rush Pokemon?
Pokemon, I choose you.
Keep on getting this even when you first put it right there.
Okay.
What is this? Just a stick? I mean, energy.
It's a wand,
I couldn't think of that word.
and it has the chakra stones on them.
You got type of
Good for you.
I'm in love with something.
No, because when you were doing that in my third eye.
Oh, really?
I'm like,
I gotta
no one
take
picks
that.
it.
He's like, I'm skipping Michael.
I
I'm
just-
getting mine. Michael's too tired to realize.
I didn't even notice. Okay.
Wow. This also reminded me of cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream. The moonstones are really
Just
cool.
visited the ice cream bar already, right?
No, not yet.
Originally, I was going to get everybody a moonstone one.
That reminds me of Homer's reading. Your energy right now is like nacho cheese sauce.
And your lower chakra feels like chips.
Yeah.
There's chips and nachos.
A universal love for both things.
Yeah.
It's
Amazing.
like a jalapeno right in there.
May the force be with us.
So they all have the chakras on them as well, which is really cool. So I would have a little conversation with your chakra stones to align with these as well. And
This took me to Avalon. Just
everybody just point yours to the center as we activate. Actually, where's mine? This is hers.
that activation stuff.
Oh, it's been a minute. I'm like, wait, I forgot about that.
That one I was going to too. Yep.
Oh.
It's good to know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, is it calling me? I'm sorry.
No. It was okay. It's calling me more. Yeah. So when you said Avalon too, because I have a huge long actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Mine.
Yeah.
Asha was like, what is that?
I haven't thought of Avalon in a long time, but just like looking at it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's hers. So she can use it. So let's like say hi to you first of all. And let's I want every day for us to like activate our grids together as a group and wherever we're going. So let's just point them to the center right now for a second just to get that flow going as a group.
You can see it.
Wow.
It's like heat waves.
That's amazing.
Oh,
Totally.
wow, look at that.
Totally feel it too. Getting total chills. So how would you use this? You know, when you're walking through the temples or the pyramids, remember that those were sacred places. First of all, the pharaohs were always creating, beautifying them, and all of them had gold and brass on them. So they were really like the most beautiful thing. They were trying to please the gods constantly. So they were trying to beautify things and build on. So they were building onto things too. And they'll tell stories on the walls. But also what's really amazing is rose quartz granite is what most of them are made out of. And that's a stone that comes naturally only in Aswan. And they can't figure out why the pyramid has those stones. The story that they give is that they sailed these stones up Nile River. When you see how big one of those stones are, I would like to know what your opinion is on it. Because it's like huge. So, but the thing is, we're going to be walking on rose quartz granite everywhere we go. That is like we're walking on a crystal city. And remember, a lot of the temples are sunken because of the high dam. So there's beautiful, huge temples and statues that are under the Nile. They're just vibrating with stuff. And I always get that there's lots of gold down there too. So when you're walking through these temples, a lot of ceremonies were done there as well. A lot of ceremony where they would take out, the different temples were for different gods and goddesses, and they would take out their shrines, and they would do their ceremonies, they would bring them offerings. So it's already a very sacred ceremonial place. And it was a place of adoration and beauty, and not everybody could be in there either. It was the priests and the priestesses and the pharaohs and their scribes, and so it was like all this very mystical and cosmic energy. So you go into these places with your wands and maybe you just hold it, and you're just activating or reactivating a part of yourself, or maybe you just feel like I'm feeling I need to do this, I don't know why. Or maybe you do something in the room. So this is going to be like one of your main tools that I want you to really enjoy using at those places. Really cool. So you have lots of things to carry around with you. I'm going to see if we can find some sort of bags, like cloth bags. And so that's what we'll use. Those are going to be our tools. So how do you feel about that?
The energy is still gone.
I know. I can totally feel it. So she got the black obsidian. It's probably perfect for her.
Yeah. That's good for repelling negativity.
Yeah. Okay, so
which one is that one?
The black obsidian. It's beautiful.
It's a lot of it's an emotional stuff too, right?
Yeah, it's grounding as well, but really it does repel the negative energy.
It stops any form of manipulation.
This is the absolute perfect wand. So it's going to be really cool, and we'll take pictures, their wands, and everything. Does anybody have any questions, concerns?
So tomorrow.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. What?
Tomorrow morning we are going to meet here.
All right.
At, what did I decide? 7 o'clock. And so we'll have our little group meeting.
We should eat before that.
Yes.
Eat before that. Meet here at 7.
Actually, the breakfast starts at 6:30. So let's do, that's 6:30, I guess, because we need to get to the pyramid early, because they only give, I don't think it's going to be a problem, but I don't want it to be a problem. They only give out so many tickets to get inside the Great Pyramid. So you got to get there right when it opens to make sure 150 tickets they give to get in, and then they cut that off. So we want to leave here by 7:45. So I guess breakfast at 6:30, and if we can be here by 7:15, 7:20
already.
Yeah, I just want to take you into a little meditation, and then we can leave. If we can be set and ready, 7:25 would be okay here. We'll just get right into it. We'll do a quick, we can do cards later. So we'll just do a quick little meditation, get our wands going, and then that should only take 20 minutes and we can leave.
So tomorrow's both the camel ride and climbing inside.
It's the pyramid, it's the camel ride, and the Sphinx.
Okay, but we're actually going inside the pyramid, correct?
Yes.
Is that the one where we, okay.
Yes. So inside the pyramid is, it's like you walk in, and then there's stairways going down and up. So we're going up. Down's intense. I haven't gone, but I was invited to. I didn't go. Anyway, going up, and it's bending over and climbing up slats for quite a ways up. And then finally, when you reach a place where you can stand up, then you're walking. You can stand up and walk up, but it's a long way. It's doable. I'm always out of breath and sweating, but you can do it. Just if you don't go up, at least just go in and see. And if you feel like you can do it,
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my very best.
Okay,
I want to do everything.
And if by chance you don't go all the way up,
Yeah.
you can still stay in that area inside the pyramid. You're in the pyramid anyway, so it's like you're in the pyramid. So you can still stay there. I've had people wait at that down the, I call it a hallway. There's not really halls in a pyramid, but the way you walk in, there's an area before you climb up. So either way, just come in. Yeah,
I'm of shop. So I just want to know when our shopping opportunities.
Well,
not tomorrow.
One starts the day after tomorrow. It's really amazing. So tomorrow we're just doing that, and I don't like to take anybody out to do things after the pyramid experience because I really just want you to sit with that energy.
That's fine. I just want to.
The next day.
What time do you think we'll come back to here?
Oh, we'll be back by lunchtime.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll probably be only there maybe 3 hours, I would think.
Do we have private access in the King's Chamber, or are we?
But there's no hardly anybody going up there. So no way. They've raised all the prices. Plus,
they might say that
they've raised all the prices on private access.
Okay.
But they also take away the private access a lot because of these spiritual people that come in and don't know how to behave. They just start acting crazy and screaming and crying and hitting walls, and it freaks them out. Okay, number one, they think that meditating is praying, which is a whole different story that is annoying. But, and they don't want people meditating unless you pay to do it, then it's okay. Don't get me started. But the problem is these spiritual people that go overboard and start acting things out, it totally freaks them out, okay? Because even meditating freaks them out. So that freaks them out and it messes up for everybody else. And they had an incident at the pyramid year before last, and they'd stopped all private accesses, period. And then I guess because they need the money now, they're letting some of them in, but they've increased the prices huge and it's ridiculous. But it's not, the first time we went there, it was so packed. It was like going up and going down at the same time. The space is only this big.
And you have people trying to go down at the same time.
You do.
Going up?
They do. Not trying, you do.
Oh, and even tomorrow there will be.
It won't be that crowded. That was back in the day when there was a lot of tourists, and all the Japanese would come out of the buses.
All at one time.
It's all loud and they're all talking at the same time. And I'm just like, I'm gonna puke. I don't know if I can get up here. I just like totally freaking out. Like, I don't know if I can do this because you're just wall-to-wall people going up and down, and they're pushing, and it's just like gross.
You're sweaty, and they're sweaty.
Yeah. And so I'm glad that's not happening anymore. But yeah. But we shouldn't have those problems. Okay, so the next day, so we will meet in the afternoon sometime though. Like, we'll break for lunch or whatever. But we'll meet in the afternoon to talk about the experience and get together on that and do some cards. The next day we're going to the Egyptian Museum. Now we're leaving really early because we have a flight to catch at 4:15. So we need to go to the Egyptian Museum, which you can spend all day there. But we're not going to do that. But we need at least a few hours.
That's Monday, right?
Day after tomorrow, whatever day that is. And then we're going to come back because these guys that own the store here, they have really nice stuff. They actually have a family shop that it's like the other Egyptian museum. So they have these craftsmen that make replicas. I mean, they have a King Tut mask that is it's actually nicer than the other King Tut mask, but it even has all the cracks in the stones where it's where there's cracks in their stones. and everything is like totally exactly the same. They have King Tut's jewelry, and then they just have all kinds of different jewelry and all kinds of ancient things. This statue comes from their store. All of the statues actually come from their store. They were showing me a necklace of that, well, it's a gold piece that goes over you like this, like a sheath that King Tut had. And they go, oh, we have 3 of them. They pulled them out of these boxes. They don't even like display them because they're just big and they're just amazing. They're exactly like the ancient ones. You would not know the difference. And he had 2 pictures in there. I was like, that's Goldie Hawn. They go, yeah, she bought one. And so there's a picture of Goldie Hawn wearing one. I was like, I wonder where she was wearing that. It was $780,000 for the smaller one. But anyway, they have all different stuff that you can afford, affordable stuff and super expensive stuff. So they have just everything. And I'm just like, you're gonna have to like point us and say, this is this range, this is that range. But they have so much stuff. Like we were in there, it was like we were in the museum literally with all the stuff they were showing. It's amazing. So you will be in heaven there. We'll all be in heaven there because it's amazing. And they do have all different price ranges. It's super nice. Oh, one thing they do have, okay, so I don't know if you guys know Hathor. She's one of the important goddesses in Egypt. And she is known as the goddess of music and she got one of the mother goddesses, so is Isis. Music and dance, and her trademark is the sistrum, and it's an ancient rattle. And you'll see that rattle everywhere on the walls, and you'll see her with that rattle. They actually had somebody replicate those, and I was like, no way. And this is like 2 years ago. They were showing me, and they had like 5 of them. I couldn't believe it because I had been searching for years before that. It's like somebody's got to make these things, you know, Amazon, something. I could never find one. That's so weird. Why wouldn't they have that? And then also they're like, we have these sistrums. I'm like, you do? And they're like, yeah, you know, we have somebody who makes them special. And I mean, they are amazing. They're amazing. Like they're real and they're amazing. And so I didn't get one that year. And I thought, I'm gonna find one. I searched all of Egypt. That's when I was living here. I searched all of Egypt. There was not one anywhere. I searched the internet. There was not another one anywhere. I was like, oh, I should have got one. So when I came back this year, I go, do you have any more of the sistrums? He's like, you have 2 left. And I'm like, oh, I got to get one of those. Because I couldn't find it anywhere. He goes, I told you. And when his family comes from, they're healers. So they use those things. They understand what God is. They understand. I mean, you should see them. They're amazing. He actually has, I think, one in there now, but he has more at the shop. Because he knew we were coming, they had them make a few extra. They
like affordable one?
They're, I don't know if they're all the same size and if they're all the same price. So I don't know what that is. I think they were around $500 or something like that. But it's craftsmanship. Yeah. It's not like a toy rattle. It's like brass, and it's got the engraving on it, and it's very special. It's a very special thing that you're just not going to find anywhere. Like there's like 6 in existence or something, you know? I've looked. I'm getting one this year. I'm getting one for sure. And I want to go because the Dendera temple, which is Hathor's temple, is amazing. It's gorgeous. It still has a lot of the beautiful paint. And to go in there with that sistrum and play that and do the ceremony of just having that sacred, that was one of the main temples for ceremony. Like all of them had ceremony, but they would do a procession, and that's one that they would always travel to, from Karnak to there, which is kind of far to do the procession, but King Tut would be doing this procession, and his father Akhenaten would be doing this. I mean, these are like ancient pharaohs doing this procession, and that hotel, that temple actually has a healing area where they did healings on people. It has a birthing house, so it's like a really special temple. And I want to go there this year with that sistrum. That's my thing.
Is it like a drum or?
It's a rattle. You hold it, and then it has a loop, and then it's got these other straight things with these round things that.
Imagine playing that in the King's.
Yeah, and it's moving energy, it's healing, and then you'd have half that are all over that. You'd be like, yes, people are doing my thing. So I'm really excited about those. So that's the day up to the museum, and then when we're going to do other shops as we go along, but when we come back, we're going to go back to that shop again because we're not going to have enough time to see everything that first day, but at least after being in the museum, that's a really cool place to go because who got the lapis wand? Somebody got. That's like one of the indigenous stones of Egypt. You'll see that King Tut and a lot of the pharaohs had lapis and turquoise lapis, and then I don't know how. I guess the red coral from the Red Sea. I guess that's where that must have come from. So you'll see all that in the jewelry, and so it's just one of those stones that you probably want to get something like that to take home because that's part of what Egypt is. And you see all the jewelry with that stuff. So that's going to be a really exciting shopping experience.
Yes.
So don't worry, there'll be plenty of shopping. We're also going to go to a carpet. Well, they call it a carpet store, but it's a school too, and they make amazing carpets. I don't know if you remember the one I had hanging on my wall of Isis and Nefertari, and then a papyrus factory. They have that actually downstairs from this shop that we're going to. So yeah, and then we're going to actually go to the local souk, which is where the locals shop down in Aswan, and go to their spice store I called it my pharmacy. They have the spices and the incense. I actually went and picked some up for us because they were totally into the myrrh. Myrrh, number one, the frankincense. I remember the first time I burned myrrh when I lived down in Aswan. That's when Ignatun came in. I was like, who are you? Like, what? And he's like, that's our incense. It's like, it's a calling card. So, and there's this other one that they use, the indigenous Nubians use to really get rid of negative spirits and stuff. So I got some of that too. So we can experience some of that. And so you know what it's like. And if you like it, we're going to the local store and they sell it at really cheap prices. So, and the essential oil factory, going there, that's always very exciting. So yeah, there's a lot of things we'll be doing. Any other questions? So yeah, on Tuesday, or whatever the day is of the museum, we'll be checking out, going to that shop, and then heading to the airport to get down to Aswan, and then checking in the hotel there that night. And then the next day will be really cool because it'll be our day on the Nile, and we'll be going to the Nubian village, and really being with the Nubian people, doing henna, having tea, hibiscus, whatever, and
Are we doing the trains?
no, we're not taking trains.
Oh, we're not? Okay.
Planes.
Oh,
We can't do trains in this atmosphere.
Just one?
Two. We're doing a plane from here to Aswan and then from Hurghada to Cairo. Because number one, the trains, people will stop the trains and we don't want to be in problems. And then the road from Hurghada here is a really hot spot, so you just don't want to go. That Sinai is not the place to be driving. So we decided planes instead of. Anyway, we get there faster and we can enjoy our days more. So I think that's it. Unless you guys have any questions.
Things like, we did discuss the exchanging for money, but what if we need to get money out? Like,
Yeah, the bank is open, and so if you need money, go there.
there's an ATM.
And I should just say, well, they can change money, and there's an ATM,
Okay, yeah.
and it'll come out pounds, so you need to go. The exchange is 7.15, and so the bills are 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds. So if you can kind of get that, what that number means, it'll help you a lot. I use the 5 pounds as a $1, even though it's less than $1. I use the 10 pounds as a $2, even though it's less than $2.
That's good to know.
It's easier that way, and that's still really good for them. That's still
Okay,
really
so
good.
5 is like 1, 10 is like 2, so 20 would be like 4.
Right. Yeah. So and then 50 would be like 7, and then 100 would be like
15.
There you go. So that's good to have a basis. Never, if somebody's selling you something, never say okay to the first price, because they're. What I do is I go below half price and they'll go, oh, you're killing me, you're crazy, right? But I go way down to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I can work my way up, because they're going to still try to keep you at a high.
Like what are their expectations?
Say if they said 100 pounds, I would say 40. I might even say 30, and they would say you're crazy. But then I go, okay, 50. No, 90. They'll try to get you at 80 or 90, and I might go up to 65, 60. It depends on how much you want to do it. They expect you to dance with them. Okay, they expect it. So just do it. And if you just gave in too easy, they're almost like, oh, okay. You know?
Do I have to fight for this one?
Right. So, as far as the jewelry, they'll, you can haggle them on that too. But I don't know if I would cut it down like that. You know, obviously, you don't want to insult them, because their stuff is really nice, actually. Really nice. So, okay, is that it?
That is it.
Wow.
What time, do you happen to know when dinner ends?
Dinner ends at 10.
10, so we have lots of time.
Yeah, and it starts at 7:30. Is it 7:30 yet?
Is it 7:30?
It's 7:10.
Oh, okay, so maybe.
Oh, so we have time. So we can
This
just.
is what you exchange money now.
I'm so excited.
I know.
Dinner ending or start dinner?
Definitely want to get some gold.
Yes, this would, and they only have 18 karat and up here. They don't
That's
do.
fine.
They don't do 14.
How
Or,
much?
don't even look for 10. Don't look for 14. They're like 14. You know, we only do 18 and up.
How much should we exchange right now? Like maybe.
I brought cash some.
Well, I mean, it just depends on. I mean, the only thing that you'd really definitely need is just if you wanted to leave something in the room, which I would recommend at least 5 pounds a day.
Well, what about water? Do they have to? Is it still? Do they still charge you?
They charge $20, 20 pounds for the large one,
Yeah.
just to let you know.
No, yours was 16 pounds for the today.
Well,
No, but that
these
was
are those
outside.
outside.
Those were
Oh, okay.
outside.
When we're outside and traveling, Ashraf can get it for cheaper.
Yeah, he gets it for 8 pounds instead of 20.
It just depends on where we're at and what the deal is.
But here they have it for.
But they have it here. I
20.
think it's 10 for the small and 20 for the big
for
one.
the big.
Because
And
tomorrow
the
we
thing
should
is,
have money.
they're really picky about bringing anything in. So even though you brought your stuff in, usually they'll give you a hard time. So usually what we do is at least get one bottle when we're out and stick it in our backpack, and then they don't bother you. You know.
So I understand why you want that too.
That's what we do. Oh, and as far as like whenever we're out going anywhere, you really only want to bring, if you bring something, is bring your backpack with your water, with whatever, you know, these things, you know, toilet paper, your money. You know, you can either bring your I would recommend you bring your passport with you. I mean, that's always a toss-up, because some people say leave it in your room so you don't lose it, but that's up to you what you want to do. If you don't bring it, if you have a copy or need a copy, then do that, because we've been stopped before and asked for our passports, and so it's just good to at least have a copy of it.
Yeah, I was going to bring a copy. I'm going to make copies to her.
So, yeah, make sure, and then for tomorrow for the pyramid, if you're going up there, it's better to wear shoes instead of flip-flops, and obviously pants instead of a skirt, and
You don't really want to be on a skirt tomorrow.
no, that's really going to make things difficult. So yeah,
Shorts.
shorts.
Maybe not if you're riding a camel, because that
Wearing
hurts.
shorts?
Yeah, it hurts.
It was okay in the last few years. Except when it was down.
Well, that was
Then I needed a cut.
That was painful.
That was so funny.
Everyone's like, it's not that bad. You know how to say stuff.
I remember when we were going Mount Sinai, the guys really had a hard time with the camels. And they're like, get me off of this camel.
Yeah.
No, just stand. They were
Feels
there
like
too.
praying.
Yeah.
And I remember
Me.
Michael was like, and they're like, it's just a little bit longer, which was not true.
It was like another 20-minute hour. Yeah.
Get me down.
Leave tip for a camel. Leave tip for a camel.
No tip for a camel. Because you're climbing up and you're climbing down. It's fairly rocky, so they're like boom, 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 and the guys are all not happy at all. And then I was like, I was hoping to have kids, and then Clay was pissed off.
It hurts.
And then if you're a woman, it feels like you've had sex for like a week straight, pounded. God. When you come off of it. If I ever do Mount Sinai again, I'm walking down. Going up is fine. Down is just a little intense, especially when they start pulling the camel and not paying attention to what they're doing. The camel's like slipping. It's like, hello, I'm on this camel and I don't want to fall off. Muhammad fell on this camel. And so I'll walk next time I go there.
And the camels are right next to you sometimes. Like, you turn
One
around
thing,
and there's a mountain.
about being up next to camels, don't ever stand next to a camel's face, because they'll try to, and then you'll have all this gross, because they regurgitate their food and it'll all be a green slime on you, and they're like, ah! Like, okay, they're a little moody, but they're very nice. They just happen to think humans are stupid. You look at them and you know what they're thinking. Especially Mount Sinai, when they sit there, they're like looking everybody up and down, like, it's so funny. But when I get on the camel, because it's so high, I want to be their best friend. And I always tell the old time, you're so sweet, you're so good, what's your name? You're so beautiful. And they're like, what are you talking about?
My mom was afraid to talk. She's like, you have to be quiet because you're going to scare the camel.
1 year I was like, everybody was scared. Everybody usually is worried about getting on the camel the first time. With good reason. Actually, when you get on the camel, if you've never ridden a camel, you better be careful. Just when you sit down, immediately lean as far back as you can and hold on. Because the back feet go up first, and so if you're like this, you could go right off. So you've got to be really aware to hold on to that thing and lean as far back as you can. Because the back legs will go up and then the front. Now when you get off, you want to lean back again because the front legs are going to go down and then the back. And one time the guy pulled the camel down before I was ready or knew. I almost went flying off the front. So just make sure whenever you're getting up or getting off that you're leaning as far back as possible. And just let it happen. But it's completely different than riding a horse.
That was painful too.
But once you're on it, it's fine. It's just the getting up and getting down part that kind of freaks me out because I almost flew off.
They do
that year.
bump into each other sometimes.
Yeah,
they have arguments.
Yeah,
You're next to a camel sometimes.
But yeah, just don't stand next to their face, especially if they're sitting down, because they'll like, just don't even go there. Stay your distance from their face, and you should be good. I like camels though. I want a donkey and a camel. What else? Wine?
Why? Why do you want a donkey and a cat?
Oh, I was like, you're starting early.
They're cool. First of all, I love the donkeys because they work so hard, and I just want a cute little donkey.
Get inspired and live your dream. Change your life, set yourself free with Cindy. Yeah, join Cindy. Travel through Egypt, see the blue Nile, Sahara Desert, open up your mind. Have an adventure in the deep Red Sea. Get your dose of spirituality. Get inspired, live your dream. Change your life, set yourself free with Cindy. Yeah, join Cindy. Get inspired and live your dream. Change your life, set yourself free with Cindy. Yeah, join Cindy.